Time to unlock another important piece of Richmond history. Literally. This large iron key came from the Van Lew House, originally located at 2311 East Grace Street in Church Hill. Named after its last residential owner, Elizabeth Van Lew, this large 3.5-story mansion was built in 1801 by Richmond Mayor Dr. John Adams, who then sold the property in 1836 to hardware merchant John Van Lew. Despite John Van Lew being from Long Island, New York, and his wife Eliza Baker coming from a prominent Philadelphia family, the Van Lews assimilated very quickly into Southern high society, becoming slave owners and hosting all manner of social events for elite Richmonders at their lavish home until John died in 1860. Their daughter Elizabeth had been sent north to Philadelphia to receive a Quaker education and ended up returning a staunch, outspoken abolitionist and Northern sympathizer. She famously worked as a Union spy during the Civil War while living in Richmond in their house on Grace Street. Elizabeth frequently corresponded with General Grant and other important Union leaders, passing information and Confederate secrets that she learned from her Southern acquaintances. She would also visit and bring food to Union soldiers held at Libby Prison, smuggling in implements these men could use to escape, and then housing them in her attic or in a secret chamber in her Churchill home before they could return north. Following the war, Van Lew continued to live in the house that bore her name and was appointed Postmaster of Richmond by President Grant, serving from 1869 to 1877. She was continually ostracized by most of Richmond society for her abolitionist sentiments and known assistance to the Union, eventually passing away in 1900. The Van Lew property was then sold at auction for $13,000 to the Virginia Club, a social organization for Richmond men who used the space for most of the next decade. James Thomas McGraw was a prominent member of the Virginia Club who used this key, and his family donated it to the Valentine in 2017. After very briefly serving as a tuberculosis hospital, the city of Richmond demolished the Van Lew House in 1911 in order to construct the new Bellevue School in its place. This past week, rising VCU senior Savannah Gross came to the Valentine with Dr. Bernard Means of VCU's Virtual Curation Lab to 3D scan this key as part of her summer research project that explores the history of Bellevue School and the surrounding neighborhood. After scanning, Savannah then 3D printed and painted a replica of the Van Lew key to be used in educational programming at Bellevue Elementary alongside their ongoing student exhibition projects on the history of the property. To connect to more Richmond history, come visit us at the Valentine Museum, and look forward to more videos on great objects in our collection coming soon.